So, good afternoon, everyone. A very warm welcome to all the attendees of this session. It's now time to introduce the speakers of the day. Professor Amandeep Nagpal, Additional Dean and Head of School of Computer Science and Engineering, Lovely Professional University. An IT professional with a rich experience of over 20 years in teaching and academic administration, expert in designing ingenious methodologies in object-oriented paradigm and data science, a keen observer, planner, and implementer with a track record of developing operational policies, norms, systems, controls, schemes for engineering programs, and education standards for professionals. Expert in curriculum development based on outcome-based evaluation model. I welcome you, sir. We also have
Thank
with
you,
us
Rishi.
Mr. Abhijit Singh, Chief Academic Officer, Imagine XP. He did his BE Information Technology from Purnima College of Engineering. I welcome you, sir. We also have with us the most appropriate person to talk about admissions part, Mr. Pankaj Vij, Head Department of Tie-ups, Division of Admissions, Lovely Professional University. He holds the master degree in management with keen area of interest being training and development. He's having over 19 years of experience in multiple domains, including teaching, training, and operations. He has occupied strategic positions in multiple organizations of repute. I welcome you, sir, as well. So now it's over to Mr. Amandeep Nagpal for content of the day. Over to you, sir.
Thank you, Rishi. Thank you. So good afternoon to all attendees in this webinar. As you can see, we are meeting here for a purpose, and the purpose is to introduce you all to a newly introduced program at Lovely Professional University, which is BTech in Computer Science and Engineering with specialization in UI and UX. So dear participants, today's webinar is all based on the technologies and the ecosystem that revolves around UI and UX. So I, along with Mr. Abhijit, will take you through the journey of UIUX to make you all very well aware of what this UIUX technology suite is all about and how can you make your transition into the careers into UI and UX. So I'll begin with a brief, I can say a small introductory activity I want to do with all of you, just to make you think of. Just think about the last time when you ate at a restaurant, dear attendees. I'm saying, think about the last time that you ate at a restaurant. Now, what made you choose that particular restaurant? What was your first impression as you walked in? Were you asked to wait till you were ushered to an available seat? How was the menu arranged? What cuisines did it serve? How did it taste? How was your customer service? Would you go back again to the same restaurant? Now, your answer to these questions, including all your emotional highs and lows, will encompass the restaurant's user experience. So what I want to say is that in today's digital world, we are not only using the products and services which are physical in nature, but a lot of services we are using which are online also. Now, when we talk of UI UX, primarily it is all about talking about the physical or the non-physical form of the digital products. UI UX has grown to an important design discipline that will continue to grow and evolve. Now, a user interface is just like a joke. A user interface is just like a joke. If you have to explain it, it's not that good a joke. So as simple as that. So what I'll take you through in next 5 to 7 minutes is about the basics of UI and UX, and then Mr. Abhijit will take you dive deep into the technology of UI and UX. Now, why it was required by us to offer a degree program at Lovely Professional University. So as you can all see, the NASSCOM Future Skills. So NASSCOM is a prime agency in our country which has floated 10 future professional skills. Now, out of these 10 future professional skills, design thinking and digital leadership. So 2 out of these 10 are all based on the theme of design thinking and digital leadership. Now, the spirit of design thinking and digital leadership can be captured through the UI UX degree program. So the need of offering this UI UX based degree program at Lovely Professional University was to take care of the two professional expectations which NASSCOM has set and listed in its future skills. Now, taking you to the basic of UI, what is UI? Now, UI, as you all know, it stands for user interface. Now, a user interface is about a point of interaction. Now, we all are using digital gadgets, be it a mobile phone or a mobile phone, we are using mobile apps. It can be a web experience through a website, or it could be a digital product like ATMs in the banks or the kiosks, which you can locate at airports, railway stations, or maybe a lot of food kiosks available these days. So all these gadgets do have a point of contact. Now, the point of interaction between the user and the digital device is basically a user interface. Think of a scenario 60 years back, dear audience, when the computer was launched. If you can remember, those computers were of big size nature computers. To run those computers, people should know computer languages, because to handle and run those old computers which were launched in 1950s and 60s, you should be very well, or the people should be very well conversant with the languages of computer. Now, if somebody was not aware of a computer language, he or she would not have run that computer system. But gone are those days, because the technology has evolved, and the technology that has evolved and that is taking care of this expectation is UI. Now, we all are talking of GUI, graphical user interface. We all are familiar with Microsoft Windows operating system. It's all based on GUIs. Now, the touch points available through GUIs has made the life very easy for an end user to use a digital product. And that's the theme of UI. UI is all about the product's interfaces, its looks, its feels. The aim is to make the user's interaction as simple and as efficient as possible. It's all about making the digital experiences from good to better. Coming to the UX part, UX stands for user experience. Now, UX refers to everything that affects users' interaction with the digital products. So when the interaction starts happening with a digital product, be it a mobile app or a website, then whatever is the experience gained by the user while using that app or that interface or that website, that's being referred to as a user experience. Now, people often use digital products and their experiences are recorded on following criteria. Does the use of that digital product added or gave value to me? Does this product work as per my expectations? Is it easy to use, which is usability? Is it easy to use and secure to use? So these are some common questions that every user in today's scenario would take into consideration while using a digital product. Now, answer to these questions are easily mapped through the experiences gained or implemented through user experience. Now, how are these two technologies different? Again, I'm repeating, Mr. Abhijit will dive deep into the technologies. I'm just giving you the gist. I'm setting the pace of the today's interaction. Now, how are these two keywords or two technologies different? UX and UI. UI is primarily focused on aesthetics part. The color schemes, the content, the forms, the images, the layouts, the typography, the content. So everything that is adding to the beauty of the content, or that is adding to the beauty of the interface, is UI. Anything which is adding meaning to the interface, which is adding to the usability, satisfaction of users, credibility of users, accessibility of the interface, whether it adds value to the experience or not. So all these factors form the part of user experience. So UX makes interfaces useful, UIs makes interfaces beautiful. So that's the basic difference between UX and UI. Now, the program that we are going to offer at Lovely Professional University, for which we are meeting it today, that program is BTech in Computer Science and Engineering, which will offer you the flavors of both UI and UX. So the students who get admission into this program, they will be trained on the both technology sets. They will be trained on the UI part also, and they will be trained on the UX part also. Now, what we have done is we have partnered with Imagine XP. Imagine XP is a pioneer in offering this online education in UI UX interfaces and design thinking concepts. So we have partnered with Imagine XP, and the professionals from Imagine XP will take care of the core courses which are related to UI and UX. So the students who get admitted into the program will get a holistic experience, not only from the faculty's point of view, but they will take their expectations will be very well matched by the industry professionals. Now, Abhijit, I've set the expectations, I've set the trend. I expect you to take the journey of UI UX through your presentation. So Rishiji, please pass on the rights, Mr. Abhijit, and then I'll come back to the program scheme once Abhijit sir is done.
Fine.
Okay.
Good evening, everyone. I hope the screen is visible.
Yeah, it's visible. Carry on.
So before defining user experience, I would first like to thank all the organizers of LPU. Uh, Amandeep sir, thank you for setting up the right context for UX and UI, and Rishi sir and the other organizers from LPU. It's an amazing thing, and I'm sure all the students who are attending will get an insight of how exactly BTech CS with UX expertise will help them build their careers. And before we start talking about UX of the digital world or the digital space, I would actually like to start by the common word definition of the common word user and experience. And I would like to explain you this by showing you this example. And if your chat boxes are accessible, I would like the participants and the attendees to write down answers if possible in chat. How do you feel that these two bottles are different from each other?
So here I would like to intervene and tell all the attendees that please put in your answers in the query box. So, and I'll be giving the rights to Mr. Abhijit to have a look at all the inputs given by you. Yeah, sure.
Thank you, sir.
So I'm getting for the time being till you see the replies by
We
yourself.
have got a lot of answers. Yes.
I'm just quoting the
Upside
thing.
down structure, bottle cap, shape, plastic and glass. Great. Which bottle do you think you guys will prefer? Bottle on the left or bottle on the right? Left, right, right. Great. So I have got a lot of answers, and most of us have said the bottle on the right than the bottle on left. And let us look at why bottle on the right is giving you a better experience than bottle on the left. It is very evident that the bottle on the left is made of glass, which can break easily. The bottle on the right is of plastic, and the lid of the bottle is upside down, and it helps easily to squeeze the bottle and take the ketchup out. On the bottle, for the bottle on the left, the issue is that usually when the ketchup is left less than 1/4, we have to thump at the back very hard to access the ketchup. Now, I'm sure looking at this, or if I give you more design examples of everyday life, from what you see on the drawing to how practically it got, a construction failure, or let's say a seat was made for usability, but then there is no usability of this seat in the bus. I would, you will be wondering of why am I talking about all these things, because it is about BTech computer science user experience. And of course, we need to focus on digital products and services. But the idea is just to let you know the exact definition of user experience is how does a user feels while they are accessing a product and a service. And UX as a term was always existing in the businesses. All the buzz got created in past around 15 to 20 years when all of a sudden IT and digitalization started in the world. And hence today we live in a world where the big businesses, and when I say this, I mean you name an industry, you name a consulting firm, you name an IT company, you name any business vertical of the world, be it a startup or bigger organizations who have been existing for more than 100 years in the world, they are talking about digital experiences because they understand that their businesses today and tomorrow will be surviving only on two most important things. One is technology and other is design. And in upcoming slides, you'll get to know how these two things are blended. These are some industry experts who talk about what exactly is design. This design is not restricted to art and craft usually, just because for us, definition of design, a common man thinks that a definition of design is something related to what you see on the screen, the colors, or the aesthetic sense. It is not exactly restricted to that, but it comprises of entire end-to-end process or the main recipe of any business today. I'm sure everybody knows who this person is, Steve Jobs, and he is amongst those who actually vouched for design in technology, the first ones in the world who actually proved that how design can change the way technology is presented to the world. Just because you will be happy to know it is not only about a country like India, but at the global level, the world population, you'll be surprised that 70% of the global population of the world today, they don't understand the technology in the sense they will never understand the backend processes. They don't understand R&D. They don't understand the codes and algorithms. They don't understand the technical language. The thing that they understand is that when I touch a button, I get a response. When I tap on my screen, my task is completed, and that is presented to them only through user experience design. So the first person on this earth who actually coined this term is Donald Norman. And I will request the participants to study about Donald Norman, and you'll be happy to see his journey of just an industrialist or an engineer to becoming a designer to becoming the first ever UX architect of the world. When he joined Apple in early 90s, he started this term known as UX. Today he's known as usability guru, and he runs an organization called Interaction Design Foundation. And you'll be happy to know Imagine XP's only India partner to IDF to run a lot of blended courses. He invented this term called as UX, and he wanted to make it clear to the customers that technology can be in your hand, and it will be possible because of the nuances of design. He's that person who was at Apple and with Steve Jobs made it sure that the iOS experiences will change the way people take Apple products as, and hence it is proved that 65% of the global population, once they stick to iOS, they tend to continue with using iOS instead of getting back to Android. And hence the UX definition, which I would like to present in front of you, and I want each child to understand the importance of this. Today, all the businesses of tomorrow, they talk about UX design for any product or service, specifically digital, to enhance user satisfaction with three most important entities. One is usability, second is accessibility, and third is desirability. Now, why are these three terms very important? And for you who think of becoming a UX designer or a UX developer tomorrow, why do you think these three terms are going to affect your life? Just to let you know, let's talk about some amazing examples of Paytm. I'm sure everybody must have heard of Paytm. Or let's say an example of Ola, the cab. Now, I give you two options. Option number one of explaining how Ola works or how Paytm works to an elderly person in your friends or family, maybe grandparents or parents. Option number one is that since you guys probably know technology, you know JavaScript and HTML, you can take the printout of the code of how Paytm works, the HTML code, and a 25-page printout, you can present it to your grandparent or your parents and tell them this is how you book cab from Ola. Uh, what do you think the response will be? Please do write your answers. Any answers for this? If we take the HTML code of Paytm or Ola and present it to your parents or grandparents who usually will not understand technology, what are the chances that they are going to use Ola or Uber or Paytm? Gurvinder Singh says slap coming. I agree to you, Gurvinder. So there are very less chances that they are going to actually comprehend it, and I'm sure they will never understand it and they will never use Ola or a Paytm. Second, of course, option is where we download the application on their mobile and we just ask them to use it. And if they have any questions, they can ask us. And if they have any doubts or if they are stuck, we can help them. What are the chances that they are going to use Paytm and Ola in this case? Of course, there are high chances, and we have seen this journey at our places. I'm sure each one of you must have experienced this, that by this, today we are living in a world where all these grandparents and parents are usually able to access this. Or just to give you examples, today Ola cab drivers are using an Ola application, or they are also using something known as a digital wallet like a Paytm or a Google Pay or Phone Pay. They belong to a category where I'm sure 90% of them are not educated properly. More than 70% of these drivers, they don't even understand English, but they are equipped with these products so very well that they have confidence on this digital wallet when they know कि Paytm नाम का कोई बैंक नहीं है. There is no bank of Google Pay where I can go and register my complaint, but they are still confident of putting their money in a digital wallet. And it is all because of amazing user experience design, right? So they realize the usability very well. They are able to access it just because the kind of communication that happens, the interaction that happens between that digital application and the human being is so very well curated that they don't find problems 95% of the times. They don't have to go and call customer care or access any customer care service, just because the notifications or the messages or the response of these applications or digital services is so very well curated that they are satisfied. And third, of course, is desirability. Just because the kind of scratch cards or cashbacks or the other offers or the reminder notifications, once you pay bills through Paytm or Google Pay, they make it sure that the next time you don't even have to bother about it, they'll remind you. And they will remind you in a way where you just have to tap or just have to give rights to them. And then they don't even ask you, they will just ask you an OTP and you are done, or a fingerprint scan and you are done. And hence, the people of the world, they realize that tomorrow's business or tomorrow's bank is going to become 100% digital. Tomorrow's healthcare segment is going to become digital. Tomorrow's industry 4.0, the manufacturing industry, the processes are going to become digital. Tomorrow's retail and grocery store and fashion is going to become digital. Tomorrow's education is almost becoming 100% digital. So you name an industry, you name a business vertical, and the people in the world who look after technology and design are working on better ways and means, and hence a blend of BTech computer science who understands technology, who understands the codes and algorithm, when understands UX as a process, which comprises of user research to usability testing to information architecture to empathy mapping to customer journey mapping, and of course so on and so forth. There are a lot of digital toolkits available. Once they know UX as a process, they are actually needed by the industries, and hence the best parameters of a great UX are defined by design, technology, and business. Why business? We are going to focus that on these slides which are upcoming. Very quickly, I want the answers. What do you see on the screen right now? So I got amazing quick answers. Snapchat. Good. What do you see here on the screen now? Great. Vodafone. What do you see now? Wonderful. So from Snapchat to Instagram, what we realized while we were getting these answers, of course, a lot of you started writing Snapchat. While I showed it Vodafone, a few of you got confused it with Opera, which is a web browser. And when I showed the screen of Instagram, the answers were flooded in the query box. And it shows how a digital business is surviving amongst people like you, the psychology, where when you see this icon, you're very clear what exactly this is. This is what businesses are doing. And hence, the businesses of tomorrow or the dream companies which a technology expert can think of, be part of, are Zomatos, Amazons, and Apples, and Make My Trips, and WhatsApp, and Netflix, and so on and so forth. I'm sure if you are doing a lot of research on technology, you must be seeing what are the new business verticals which Ola is bringing onto the table, or how Zomato has become one of the best Indian unicorns, a startup which just started with a small vision of delivering food, has now become a big baron and is now has an IPO, which is a big thing. Netflix, how it changed the media and entertainment experience, is one of the best case studies which I would like to mention, and hence prove how design thinking, UX, and technology in place can actually create new businesses and the profit making businesses for the world. So in media and entertainment, of course, in a country like India, 5 years back, even 5 years back, a lot of people were not talking about Netflix. Still, the main customer or the people who used to watch TV, they actually got stuck towards watching their usual channels like a Z or a Sony or a Colors and so on and so forth. When Netflix came into being, by the way, just to give you the history, Netflix was just a DVD delivering, shop in US. There used to be shops in various cities of America. You'll be surprised to know in 1990s, this business started with shop. If you remember past, there used to be video libraries and DVD libraries in our cities, and we used to watch all these content by getting those CDs or video cassettes on rent. We used to take it home and we used to watch it. Netflix was doing exactly the same in the US, where if you go to Netflix store, you can rent DVDs. Then Netflix, when technology came into being, they started something known as www.netflix.com, and they started taking requests online where you can request for a DVD. They used to send it through post. You can watch and send it back, and they used to charge some subscription model amount for that. And when there were more innovations of UX and technology, Netflix became number one in live streaming those video content or movies on their website, and of course then mobile application, and then enhance their business vertical into actually producing original Netflix content which is different for different demographies. So an Indian customer can watch content related to them, a Bengali or a Gujarati or a Punjabi or a, any vernacular language and major vernacular content is available. A Japanese might have a different interface, a Chinese might have a different interface of Netflix and a different content for them, and hence become number one, to the level that when it got launched in India with some original content, all these big TV barons from a Star to Z to Colors, they all started their own mobile applications. Not only that, they ensured that the customers get some web content which is only available on mobile application and is not available on TV channels. And in pandemic, the first pandemic last year in 2020, for the first 3 to 4 months, Netflix had around 15.8 million new users and subscribers to it. And if you multiply with a minimum fees of 99 rupees, you can see how this business is developing. And the credit goes to the amazing technology implementation of AI, of data sciences, data analytics, and of course, the user experience design. Zomato is an amazing case study to see how they have evolved from just delivering food to picking your order to becoming a gold or a pro customer, taking some advantages and offers, and then of course the amazing dining experiences or food experiences that you can explore in different demographics. Similar is Make My Trip, which is not restricted to just booking your tickets, but to actually make your overall holiday experience better is what they actually vouch for. And hence you'll realize that in past 15 years, from just using a mobile phone to access a SMS and a call, today this smart device has evolved as a human manager, from our calendars to our processes, from personal and professional, be it our education, be it our bank, be it our fashion, be it our day-to-day grocery needs. This is the device which has evolved in last 15 years and has become a manager for each one of us. And hence you'll see that even in a country like India, even those people who otherwise couldn't afford a smart device or a phone 5 years back, today every household has a minimum of one such smartphone. Not only that, they are actually able to use it and make it sure that they are able to access technology. But is it only restricted towards just an Ola application or a Zomato application on your mobile? No, it is actually about how future is changing and how user experiences in the future are going to change. For example, earlier, if I had to book a cab, I had to open my smartphone, or even today, I open my smartphone, I tap on Uber and Ola, and I accordingly choose a cab and book my ride. But there is some device today known as Alexa, or maybe the Google voice interface, or maybe Siri. If I give commands to them, I can book my food, I can book my cab, and I can do some more activities, which means the user experience from touch has now changed to voice. Tomorrow, it is going to change to gestures. Think of how more such smart devices are going to evolve in our lifestyles. Think of users of tomorrow. जब आज से 15 साल पहले एक स्मार्टफोन, it was not such a utility device and it was just a fancy device. Today, Alexa is considered as a fancy device, but consider it as becoming a utility manager for tomorrow. where probably every household will be able to afford an Alexa and will be ensuring that Alexa is helping them doing a lot of tasks by managing the gadgets of home, by managing the people at home, by ensuring security at home, by ensuring that food and groceries delivered if I'm busy. And there are going to be a lot of gesture-based technologies and interfaces coming in our lifestyles. It is just the beginning, and hence as much technology needs to be evolved in next 5 to 10 years. They will need more such UX designers to comprehend it for the normal user, a common man. And hence you're going to see, I'm sure each one of you know about Google Lens. If you don't, again, you must download this application and see how Google is evolving into a technology known as Google Lens, where when I hover over a screen with my camera of Google Lens, I can actually, if there is some text which is written in some foreign language which I don't understand, it can be converted then and there real time in my understandable language, be it English, Hindi, or some other understandable language. Now, when that is implemented into our glasses or our spectacles, it's not a dream, it's not a magic. Or how hotels today, the hospitality industry is going into a transformation where they are ensuring that post pandemic you are going to see sanitized rooms, and we will not make you stuck at the reception or exchange some those either the currency or doing formalities on paper by submitting your Aadhaar cards. It will be virtual digital check-ins that you can do, and you will get a virtual key which you, when you tap your phone on the door of your room, you will be able to check in. Or how smart gadgets at home today, where companies like Haier and Samsung are ensuring that you are going to get those smart refrigerators which will see the kind of capacity of grocery that you store in your refrigerator. It will ensure that once Alexa is connected to the refrigerator, Alexa will get a notification of when there is no milk in the refrigerator or when there are no eggs in the refrigerator, so that Alexa can book it through Grofers or Big Basket. Or how people in the showrooms today are not very sure of going to the trial rooms and changing clothes just because of security issues or because of the viruses issues, and they feel that it can become a little problematic, but still they want to go to the showrooms and shop. So this is the way they virtually they can try apparels on a smart mirror. Now, when smart mirror is a product, or a smart refrigerator is a product, or when a smart glass is a product, or let's say a smart car or a Tesla or a self-driven car is a product, you need to understand that they need two most important people here to make it usable for common man or the customer. These are technology experts plus digital consultant or a UX designer. Understand that if you choose this course, you become a blend of it, and hence will be like the star mark for the industry. And why one should choose UX design, like I mentioned, the kind of jobs available today and tomorrow because of the digitalization processes is in many folds, especially for a country like India, where you need to understand that during the pandemic hours or the post-pandemic period is such where the digitalization has already gone into the nerves of a common man, when they are now well equipped कि हम अपनी ग्रोसरी ऑनलाइन मंगा सकते हैं, या हम अपने पेमेंट्स करेंसी एक्सचेंज करने की बजाय डिजिटली कर सकते हैं. And hence digital banking and fintech is something where the governments of the world are also investing a lot. With this pandemic, digital healthcare services is something which is evolving, and if you'll see over the internet, you'll be seeing a lot of startups which have been funded with millions of dollars just because they are working on digital health tech services or fintech services, and each one of them need a UX designer. And hence when you grow, you start as at a junior level, you can go up to the level of chief design officer or a chief digital officers, and the average salary packages go in the range of 6 to 7 to 9 lakhs, depending on the kind of portfolio and the kind of projects that you have. And it can go up till when you become a chief digital officer. Of course, 5 years down the line, it will be, I'm sure, more than what you see on the screen. But today, when I see an average organization who has a chief digital officer or a chief design officer, their pay packages are somewhere close to 50 lakhs, 80 lakhs, 90 lakhs, and it is very normal for them. The jobs, the number of jobs available for UX designer is amazing, like I said. Payscale.com, which is one of the most authentic sources of figuring out what are the average salary packages, says that a UX designer in India is earning close to 7 lakhs per annum. Like I have already told you, all the big businesses of the world, the consulting firms, the IT companies, the manufacturing organizations, banking sectors, media and entertainment, you name an organization, I'm sure you can figure out best of the best organizations on this screen. And you'll be happy to know that once we also, when we partner with the universities, few of these companies have also been attached with Imagine XP to ensure that students get amazing internships and placements. All these industries, banking and finance, to pharma and healthcare, to steel and power, to manufacturing, to travel and logistics, you name a company and they need a UX designer. Amazing benefits that you get an enhancement just because you will learn technology as computer science engineers. You will also learn digital design and digital consulting space, and hence will become a better, powerful, skilled candidate for the industry. The promotions and growths that a UX designer can see are much better than any other, professional, a general professional in comparison. Where when students, when they compare their growths with other professionals who are in the industry, their growth is somewhere close to more than 25 to 30% of a usual professional. As a formal presentation, that's all from my side. I'll be happy to take questions if you have any. Over to Nagpal sir and Rishi sir. Hence, just to conclude before I hand it over to them, a package of UX plus computer science, like I said, is going to be win-win situation, just because you will be comprehending a lot of technologies of the future. And when you start learning UX from semester 1, you will be able to actually correlate things, and while you are working on projects, you will be able to bring them on a professional outcome. Imagine XP is going to ensure that along with LPU, we are going to deliver those UX related subjects from the foundation level, from your semester 1. And once you reach to your senior years, your projects will also be mentored by industry experts, not only from India, but at the global level. And hence will actually give you a conclusion of an amazing internship. And I'm sure each one of you will be eligible for amazing job opportunities thereafter. Thank you so much, and I wish you all the best, and God bless each one of you.
So it was wonderful watching you talking on NASCOM futures, benefits of becoming a US UX designer, and many more. And now over to Professor Nagpal for the contents.
So as Abhay sir has rightly said, that the world is moving away from screen-based UIs that are slowly disappearing, and we are moving towards ambient intelligence world, where the combination of IoT and AI will actually run the businesses. So it's a high time for students to explore this degree program, which would be a combination of computer science skills plus design skills. So most of the design schools across the country or maybe globally, they are offering only the design component. So their strength is design. But if you talk of technology school, where a student is taught about a computer science degree, if you combine the skills of technology and the design skills, so this package of D plus T will make a huge impact in the industry, and students who get admitted into this program 4 years down the line, I'm very sure that they are going to be rewarded with, world-class opportunities working into the Fortune 500 companies for sure. So now I'm going to discuss the highlights of the BTech CSE program, which we are going to offer at Lovely Professional University, where the specialization would be UIUX. So the major point over here is that the curriculum of this program has been meticulously designed and reviewed by the industry experts to impart the skills through collaborative learning. And in this case, we have partnered with Imagine XP. So Abhay is representing Imagine XP in this presentation. More than 30% of the courses will be delivered by the experts from Imagine XP. So that means it will bring the industry flavor, industry-driven learning ecosystem into the education. So that's an add-on advantage. Students shall get access to world-class intellectual technology-centered resources. So at LPU, we have a huge technology infrastructure to explore. So if you are part of our LPU system, you are going to experience this in a big way. Now, hands-on practical exposure to most widely used tools in UI/UX industries like InVision, Zeppelin, Figma, Hotjar, Flinto, Adobe XP, XD, Exio, Photoshop, Illustrator, and many more. So they are inbuilt into the curriculum. Self-organized learning environment. So we believe in do it yourself, bring it your own device. So all students would carry their laptops or their personal gadgets into the classroom, and the teaching would be delivered in the synchronous mode, where the teacher will help them to engage in experiential learning using the various modes of flipped classroom and other various teaching models. So it's basically practical experiential learning environment over here, where students will experience do it yourself. Of course, guided and live projects supported by the experts from Imagine XP. So they are very well made part of this BTech degree program. So during the degree program, students will be made aware of a lot of real-time projects and case studies based on the projects that have been done by the experts from Imagine XP. Now, the curriculum of this program is very diverse and flexible. Of course, we are offering a choice-based degree program. But when I say flexibility or diversity, so you can see that the program will have the flavors of various functional domains. Functional domains means Abhay has already talked about the business verticals like banking, financial security and insurance, financial services and insurance, FMCG, healthcare, tourism, telecom, retail, you name it. All those, most of the functional domains are part of this degree program. So it's not about the technology part, it's not about the design part, but students would also be exposed to the business functional domains or business verticals where these technologies are currently applied, and then you can become a better professional or a more valued professional to an organization. Now, in addition to the core curricula that we offer at LPU, our programs also offer subjects like communication skills, analytical skills, and soft skills, which are very integral to this program. So we are not making you job ready or employable, but we are also making you smart and easily presentable to the industry. Last but not the least, the 6 months internship opportunity is exclusively available to all the students that will be offered to you in the 8th semester, along with 100% placement assistance. So these are some of the commitments and highlights which this BTech CSE program with specialization in UI UX is going to offer to the students. So I'm expecting that most of you who have registered for this webinar are interested to join this program. So we do like to welcome all of you to this program, and I'm open to now questions. Rishiji,
Wonderful,
I hand over the
sir.
session to you now. Yeah.
Yeah. So it was really a nice session by you and Abhijit, giving an insight into the program, and in-depth entry cases were spoken by you. Thank you so much, sir. I would like to talk to the attendees for a while. If you have any queries, please raise your hand. I'll be directly connecting you to the experts available over here. And I again request all the attendees to please raise your hand through the interface. I can see through the interface. Those who raise the hand, I'll be connecting you for any type of queries that you have from the experts. Mr. Abhijit, can we have you on the screen? Yeah. I'm giving some time to the attendees to decide upon the queries, and I see one or two queries. Those are coming up in the textual form in front of me. I'll take up those in the meanwhile. Sir, I have collected a few of the queries put together. A very trivial question, but a very important one. I'll be asking both the experts the same question in the form of a fill in the blank. The query goes like this. First, it will I shall take up the query shall be taken up by Mr. Amandeep Nagpal. The query is, if you are good at dash, you should be doing this program in UIUX. So what traits and yeah.
So my answer would be creativity. Yeah. If you are creative, this program is for you.
Over to you, Mr. Abhijit.
I will agree to what Nagpal sir has mentioned. Of course, creativity is very important. And I understand that since you are now inclined towards a technology course, I would also say an innovative mindset. Like I said, all the businesses, if they are transforming and need to have digital processes, we just had a touch phone and now we have a voice UX. Emerging technology might have some other gesture based thing to probably book a cab or do any of these product or service. So being creative, innovative, this combination will help you when you think about new ideas of what next can be done in a business. You probably will be able to become a better UX designer or a developer or a digital consultant.
Rishiji, a lot of critical thinking would go into is going to be the part of a success factor for a good UX developer and design. So critical thinking would be another trait.
True.
So attendees, have you heard from the experts carefully that if you are a critical thinker, you are creative, then this program is for you, only for you. So decide upon. And next query, I do have Sajid Hussain Bhatt available with me, who has raised his hand. I'm giving the rights to Sajid. Please, if you can hear me, unmute yourself and talk to us. Sajid, are you there? Please unmute yourself. Sajid Hussain. No. So we have Summer with us. I'm giving you the right Summer if you can unmute yourself and talk. Yeah.
Hello, sir. Good evening, sir. Sir, I want to know that, sir, I'm learning Python. Sir, should I keep going on Python or I should learn other language like Java, C++, or JavaScript?
That's it. If you want to get into this, which language you should continue with Python or not, or you want
Yes,
to
sir.
shift on to something else? That's the question.
Yes,
Over to
yes, sir.
Professor Amandeep Nagpal.
Why not? You should keep learning Python. Not only Python, I'll recommend you to go with Java also. Because when you'll be working with algorithms, we do recommend to students to be very good in Java and C++. So the algorithms part would be taken care by Java and C++, and all other skills, be it a web technology skill or a skill associated with data science, machine learning, or some other upcoming skills. So they are very well integrated into the Python environment. So I'll prefer that you have started working with Python. So start with Python and then eventually move to Java. So skill of a combination of Python and Java would help you, not only in this UI UX, but in any other domain also, technology domain.
Okay, sir. Thank you,
Begin
sir.
with Python and end with Java. Yeah.
Thank you so much, sir. Moving on to Surbhi Singh. Surbhi Singh, I have given you the necessary rights. You have raised your hand. Please unmute yourself and talk to Professor Nagpal or Mr. Abhijit. Surbhi?
Hello, sir. This is Sajad Hussain Bhatt.
Yeah. Acha. Okay. So Sajid Hussain wants to talk. Okay, go ahead with that.
Sir, I have asked a question. Sir, what an engineer should have in him to become successful in life?
So over to
Surely
Nagpal.
an engineering mind student, DC. eventually you should know the traits of business also, but we prefer that since you are taking admission in an engineering program, so you should bent should be towards creativity and productivity skills more than the business skills. So we already elaborated on these skills in one of the slides. So since this is a technology skill, so you should focus more on technology part and then leave the rest to your future learnings. So we'll again expect the students taking admission into the CSC or any kind of an engineering program. Your strength should be technology. And when I say technology, technology is not limited to learning 2-3 programming languages or data structures. It's a combination of many things, many verticals. So focus on technology skills more, and of course your soft skills and the communication and your personal traits will matter in the long run, but surely you should work on your technology skills.
So next, going towards Utkarsh Singh. Utkarsh Singh, I have given you the rights. Please unmute yourself and be available. Utkarsh Singh. Yeah.
Sir, hello, this is Utkarshi. Sir, I learn Python and sir, can I learn other languages to help to continue sir in C programs?
I think why not? The more you learn, the more you experience, and more better you become. So keep on learning. The only thing is that where to start and how to start. So you have already taken a start. So you already taken a start. You have done something in Python, and I hope you will complete Python in next 6 months. But once you are done with Python, do not leave the Python to the back. Use the Python in its applications. So Python is applicable to all the domain these days. If you're interested in data science, I've already touched this point, be it cybersecurity, be it data science, be it machine learning, or be it any web designing or development skill, Python will have its share. So Python has become a general purpose language, a single solution to many problems. Okay. But if you are a beginner to a technology, if you are starting your career in computer science, we still recommend students to start with C programming, because C is the mother of all languages. So once you are thorough in C language, your journey, your professional journey and experiences would become much better. So ideally, the progression should be from C to Python to Java. But any of you started with Python, don't worry about it. Keep on learning and exploring new languages. You'll become more confident, more conversant in technology.
Thank you, sir, for boosting the morale of the students. And we'll give you both the experts a little break and move on to. We have queries from Vikanta Prasad. We have Devendra wants to talk to you. Arshit Saxena has raised his hand. We'll come back to you definitely after a little quick presentation from Mr. Pankaj Vij. That will be really, really beneficial, because we'll talk about money, that is scholarship, and a little bit of program and the fee structure. Over to you, Mr. Pankaj Vij, for a quick presentation.
Yeah, sure. And I'm quite sure that the presentation by the experts was a real treat, was a feast of technology regarding to the technology that the experts were talking about, the UX and UI technology, and the aspirations of the students and the future scopes of the program. Anyhow, let me take you to some other topic, not very different, but yes, something which you can expect. What I've heard till now is that what you see is what you get. And this is what I'm going to show you. I'm going to take you on an exotic journey called LPU. And this is what you see, and this is what you get once you come to LPU. Starting the track, I must share, we are celebrating this thing with the entire country, that 11 of our students right now are fighting for the top laurels amongst the world's best. 11 of our students are competing as of now in the Olympics, and they are fighting it out to get the laurels, to get the gold for the country. On that note, let me begin with my presentation. When a student comes to a university, what does he or she expect? Of course, the first thing is, what kind of a campus life will the university provide? And this is what you can expect when you come to the university. The year was 2019, and we hosted the 106th edition of the Indian Science Congress, which was inaugurated by none other than the Honorable Prime Minister of India, Shri Narendra Modi ji. We had Our Holiness, His Holiness the Dalai Lama, coming to the university and giving away degrees to the students. We had two former presidents of Afghanistan and India sharing the same dice, once again giving away degrees to the students. A cherished moment for everybody or anybody. The former Union Minister, the Union Finance Minister of India, Arun Jaitley ji was here. He started up a startup school. Late Shri Arun Jaitley ji was in the campus some time back, and he inaugurated a startup school at LPU. Venkaiah Naidu ji was here in 2018, and once again he gave away degrees to the students in a convocation ceremony. So these are the kind of people that we expose our students to. Kauhar Gopal Das was here at the campus, giving away live sermons to our students, to the parents, to the teachers, everybody. It's not only the politician and the intellects who come to the university, who throng the campus, but also the real heroes, who are the real life heroes of our young generation, also throng the campus, share their life experiences with the students. Infrastructure, well, attendees, infrastructure is an important part of academics, and what you see over here is a marvel of a building, 14 blocks joined together, housing the central library of LPU, and we have a 3,000-seater auditorium for all the functions such as cultural fests and things like that. This is what you're seeing over here is the laboratories, the computer lab that you're seeing over here. The libraries that we have are all completely automated library, RFID generated libraries. That's a marvel of a building at the heart of the campus. That's the mall. The mall houses Providence stores for people to buy their stuff. It houses a gymnasium fully equipped with international trainers, bowling alleys, some other recreational facilities. God forbid somebody falls ill, but if somebody falls ill, LPU has a 25-bedder hospital with medical resident doctors, staffs, even a dental chair is available in the hospital. Well, that's an outdoor auditorium that we have got. All the outdoor functions are held over here in this outdoor auditorium. That's a panoramic view of LPU as such. We are probably one of the cleanest and the greenest campuses in India, owing to which we were awarded as one of the cleanest campuses amongst the top 10 cleanest campuses in India. We fall in the place. That's night vision of the LPU as such. Well, why do we excel in sports? That's the answer to this. This is the slide, or the next few slides are the answer to this particular thing, that why do we excel in sports? We have got a complete infrastructure which supports sports. What you're seeing right now over here is an Olympic-sized swimming pool, which is housed within the campus. Shooting ranges, all sorts of courts, badminton, basketball, volleyball, and so on and so forth, even a squash court. That's the aerial view of the infrastructure of sports that I was talking about. This is the place where these 11 people were built, prepared, trained, and today they are representing the country, and we are very, really proud of that particular moment. Residential facilities, you'd be astonished to know that around 20,000 students and faculty members are staying within the campus, within the hostels, 600 acres worth of campus. These are some of the facilities that we are offering to our students. Even a post office is there within the campus. Now, talking about the program, well, and I need not shed a lot of light on this particular program. Experts have explained it very, very elaborately. But the name of the program, to be very precise, is BTech Computer Science and Engineering, User Interface and User Experience in tie-up with Imagine XP. The program is a 4-year program with 8 semesters. The eligibility criteria is 60% marks in the 12th standard. The student should have studied physics, mathematics, and English, and should have appeared for our exam called the LPNS, Lovely Professional University National Entrance and Scholarship Test. These are the prerequisites to take admission in said program. Fee and scholarship, as Professor Rishi said, this is probably one of the most important parts, and that's also one of the USPs of this particular program, that we offer the largest scholarship scheme in India. Around 500 crores worth of scholarship has been distributed to various students, and 60,000 students in the last 7 years have been given these scholarships. 61% of our students are studying on scholarships. Talking about the fee structures, the basic fee structure is 1,50,000 per semester, but there are immense scholarships available. somebody scores in the 10th or in the 12th grade, somebody scores 80 to 89.99% of marks, is in for a 20% scholarship, and the fee goes down to 1,20,000 per semester. Similarly, if somebody is amongst the LP-NUS cutoff 3, same scholarship would be provided. A student scores 90 to 94.99 either in 10th or in 12th grade, or is amongst the LP-NUS cutoff 2, the person is in for a 25% scholarship. Fee goes down to 1,12,500 per semester. And last but not the least, anybody scoring more than or equal to 95% marks in 10th or in 12th, or is amongst the LP-NUS cutoff 1, 30% scholarship, the fee goes down to 1,05,000. And it's worth mentioning over here that the scholarship once administered to a student remains the same way for the next 4 years, 8 semesters of the program. Application process, we know it's pandemic time, need not go anywhere, in the vicinity of your home. 4 simple steps and you can take admission. Log on to admission.lpu.in. The first step, you sign in. The second step, you fill the LP-NUS form because it's a prerequisite. Third step, you book the examination slot, and the examination can be taken at the vicinity of your home, within the quarters of your home, on your laptops or even your smartphones. You can take this exam. And once you clear this exam, the next and the final step would be taking admissions. Won't take more than 5 minutes, and the admission will be done at the click of some buttons. Somebody who's already taken admission with us but wants to shift to this particular program, all you need to do, go to your dashboard, proceed to the post-admission services. On the left-hand side, you see over here program transfer request embarked in the red line. You just need to click it. The next slide or the next screen will tell you to select the class, the basic qualification, which obviously would be 12th. Thereafter, you select your discipline, which is engineering. Thereafter, you go to the computer science program because that's the basic specialization. You select computer science engineering, and there you go. That's the program that you select, and you can move. Once you select this program, submit it. The request will come to us, and the next 48 to 72 hours, your program would be transferred. So that's the protocol for people who have already taken admission but now want to move to this particular program. That's the modus operandi. You can always visit us at lpu.in. You can write to us at admissions@lpu.co.in, or you can call us at 1-800-102-4407. I think that's all from my side for all the informations, but you can always call us, you can write to us, you can visit us. Further information, I'll request the attendees to take a snapshot of this slide because it will be helpful for you in the future. I think that's all from my side. I sign off. Back to you, Professor Rishi.
Thank you so much, Mr. Pankaj, for giving a quick insight into the infrastructure as well as the scholarship part. So before we sign off, I promised my attendees will take up 1 or 2 questions with the experts. Can we have those, Professor Nagpal and Mr. Abhijit?
Sure, sir, sure. Why not?
So, so the next query is coming from so many people that how practicals would be handled in case this situation, COVID situation continues. How practicals would be handled by LPU? Over to Professor Nagpal.
So as I've already told students, we prefer students or students are supposed to carry the laptops when the classes do happen physically in the campus. So the same philosophy would apply when they are operating from the homes or from wherever they are working. So students are expected to use their laptops or terminals at their homes, and we'll be providing them with ample software supports. So the software support would surely be provided by the university wherever required, but we expect students to be having access to good quality machine. When I say good quality machine, means a workable machine that can meet up to the expectations of the degree requirement. So need not worry, and I'm very sure that most of the students, the modern generation, they do carry some smart gadgets along with the laptops or terminals. So that will take care of the expectations. So don't worry about that. Software part will take care. So we'll make the students aware how to install, how to use. That's a part of curriculum. So practicals, and we have been doing it from last 1.5 years. None of our computer science and IT labs have gone untouched. So we have delivered all the classes to the students as per the expectations. So we are keeping to our promise. that will deliver all the practicals to the students, be it online or be it in the campus. So I make sure that they should not be worried any bit about the practical part.
Thank you so much, Mr. Nagpal, for sharing this information with the attendees. And one question goes to Mr. Abhijit. Alan Cherry wants to know, can virtual reality be considered as a product or the result of UI/UX?
Virtual reality.
Be considered as the product or the result of UI/UX?
Well, virtual reality is a technology. Their implementation can be done through UX process. Like I said already, all these emerging technologies from AR, VR to AI to data sciences, IoT, they all are technology. They come up once the R&D, the technical R&D, research and development is done. But when they have to make a product or a service which comprises of that technology, that happens through digital consulting and UX. So virtual reality you can implement in the projects. Once you learn these technologies, you can implement in your UX projects while you are taking a problem statement.
Wonderful. And I can see a few more queries, and I'll give a pathway to them. Students are asking for an exchange option, a study exchange option. Yes, we do have study exchange option, and you keep on visiting the LPU webinar page. There will be coming up with the webinars regarding the same, the LPU exchange programs, 2+2 programs. Keep on watching that page. We will definitely come up in few days. You'll be seeing few of the webinars wherein you can register and get the information regarding the same. Definitely. So it was a wonderful, wonderful session, and I would like to sign off this session by saying, experts, your years of research, your depth of understanding the topic, and your ability to present the topic in such an interesting way produced one of the most wonderful afternoons for all the attendees. On behalf of all the attendees of this webinar, I would like to thank you for your insightful presentation. Hopefully, the attendees also found this webinar to be valuable and will be able to utilize the information provided by the experts in this webinar to help take a better decision regarding your admission. I'm obliged and thankful to all the experts for strengthening this platform. Thank you so much, sir.
Thank you so much, everyone.
Thank you, Girish.
Thanks, Team LPU, and good luck to all the students, and God bless you.
Thank you, Mr. Rishiji and Pankaj.
Thank you, sir, for sparing the time.
Thank you very much.